What's up, guys and girls? Noah Ohlsen here to talk to you all about the strict press. Strict press is a strength-based movement that's going to help you strengthen a bunch of different parts of your body, mainly the shoulders and upper body, but you're also going to be working your core and your legs. I'm going to walk you guys through how to do it, why you do it, and then how you can recover from a strength session doing strict press. So the word strict in strict press means that you're doing it without creating any extra force through the rest of your body. You're only using your arms to press the bar up over your head. The other variations of that are a push press, where you can use your legs to dip and drive the weight over your head, or a split jerk where you're actually going to get underneath the bar. But in a strict press, we're isolating the upper body. We're going to make sure that our legs, hips, and core are nice and locked in and engaged, and they stay tight throughout the movement as we press the barbell into position overhead, where it should be in line essentially with your heels, which is going to be your center of mass. When you're approaching the bar for strict press, I like to use a really easy cue. The knurling on the bar, the rough part, meets the smooth part, and I'll put my thumb up to that on each side of the bar, and that is going to be where I grip the bar as I take it out of the rack to get set to press it overhead. When you approach a strict press, usually you're going to be able to take it out of the rack. You want to get your front rack position established. That's going to be really important, where you start with the bar. You ideally want the bar to be touching your shoulders. You should have your elbows somewhere in front of the bar. And in order to do that, I like to do some warm-up drills where I'll take the bar out of the rack and kind of one elbow at a time, really loosen up that front rack position, hold it for about 5 to 10 seconds on each arm. And then hopefully that'll allow you to be able to get your elbows up at least in front of the bar. We just don't want our elbows to get stuck back here behind the bar. We want to be able to rest the shoulders, rest the bar on our shoulders comfortably with the elbows slightly in front of the bar. Now that I have my front rack position nice and warmed up, again, I'm going to make sure that my glutes, hips, and core are all engaged nice and tight. Before I press, I also like to think about kind of getting my chest nice and tall, and that gives me a strong platform to start pressing off of. Once I've got that engaged through my lats, I'm going to initiate the press, keep that bar as close to my face as I can, and then as the bar gets overhead, I'm going to get that head back through to neutral, and again, I should have that bar in line with my heels down the rest of my body. Bringing the bar down, you're going to do the exact same thing. Lower down, keep it nice and close, and then as soon as it gets to the shoulders, it should be able to rest comfortably back in that front rack position. As the weight on a strict press starts to get heavier, some of the common faults that we'll see is that people start to press the bar up and lean their body back to accommodate for that bar path. And that can put a lot of unnecessary stress on the low back that we want to try to avoid by keeping ourselves nice and locked in. I like to think about pulling my ribs down toward my hips. That'll keep you nice and engaged there as you press through, so that you don't end up losing that position. On a strict press, I personally like to take a nice big breath, lock that in my diaphragm so that I have that strong base and I can press through that. If you happen to exhale before you press, it can kind of collapse that position and you're not going to be as strong from there. So while maintaining that nice tight core, take a deep breath. Funny story, I've actually on a strict press before when it was pretty heavy, because I'm contracting my quads so much to try to keep everything locked out. I've finished a strict press, which is a predominantly upper body movement, and my quad has cramped because I was so engaged as I was pressing all the way through the weight. So if you're using the Marc Pro, not only are you going to want to use your shoulders, but you might end up surprisingly putting them on your quads. The reason that we will do strict press is to build strength. It's not the most efficient way to get the bar overhead. You're going to use a push press or a split jerk for that. But in order to build that upper body pressing strength, you're going to want to use the strict press. It's going to help with barbell pressing. It's going to help with strict and kipping handstand push-ups. It's going to help with the thruster, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. So it's a good strength building movement for anything where you're putting your arms up over your head with some sort of load. Because the strict press is such an upper body dominant movement, when I'm recovering from it with the Marc Pro, I will typically get the leads from each color, put one on the meat of my tricep and one right in the center of my shoulder on each side, and kind of let that flush out the pressing muscles that you're using during the press. Some things that you may not think about that can get sore from a strict press could be your lats, keeping those engaged as you're pressing. That's actually kind of setting the base for your press. And some people actually find that their traps get sore as they press. So a little combination of a lat and trap can be a way to recover from a strict press as well.